Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is CoolTrainerAlex, and I play Pokemon. I've got a battle here against my friend Kai. We both lead off with Rotoms, and we both go for the Will-O-Wisp. His Rotom is a bit faster than mine, so in this next play, you'll see that I overpredict. I expected here for him to go for a Volt Change, thinking, oh, he won't have Thunderbolt. So I figured he'd Volt Change into something, and then I could hit it with a Hydro Pump. But that didn't happen, so I don't want to lose my Rotom this early. I've seen his team. I know it would be somewhat useful to keep it around. So I'm going to have to make a little switch here, go into my Barigion, and hope that he goes for the Thunderbolt again. Luckily he does. So I'm going to take limited damage. And I realized I kind of got ahead of myself. I didn't really... I mean, I gave you my name, but half of you don't even know who I am. More than half of you. I do a lot of OU battling. I used to upload all the time, but with school and everything, I've kind of taken a bit of a break. But I'm trying to get back into it, so that's me. And now you know. So he switches into Tentacruel, and I go for the Giga Drain, and he predicts that very well, and switches into that Liquid Ooze, so it does hurt me. So now I switch into Rotom, thinking, alright, he might go for the Ice Beam or the Toxic, so Rotom can take that. And he pulls a double switch and goes into his Deoxys S. Now, right here, in a second, he misses his Psycho Boost, and that definitely did matter, or that definitely impacted the battle, because one, he had a Focus Sash, so I wouldn't have been able to finish him off in one hit, and two, my Rotom would have not been usable for Death Fodder later in the battle. So anyway, I set in my level 2 Probopass, and you might be like, wow, I can't take this kid seriously. He uses a level 2 Pokemon. And you know what? That's fine. You just wait. Your sorry little self. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. So I go into Fortress, and he sets up his rocks as I figured he would. I still have my full HP, sturdy in case he goes into something with a Fire-type move. And I go for the payback on the off chance that he switches in something, and he has a Zoroark on his team. And I don't really want him setting up for free, so I went for payback on the off chance that he switched in something to pretend to be Zoroark. Then I could hit him with all of that payback and hopefully break his little illusion thing. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, just ignore the last 30 seconds, and I'm going to continue this battle. So I switch into Rotom as Death Fodder, and he goes for the Pain Split, and then it ends up working in my favor. I pull a little bit of a risky play here, switching into Gliscor. He could have gone for the Hydro Pump and taken me out, but I assume he didn't want to overpredict and lose his Rotom. So, yeah, he's going to go for Thunderbolt. Obviously, it doesn't affect Gliscor. And I'm going to go for Protect here, hoping to stall out his Burn. Now, here he switches into this Flygon. And, again, I told you that I was not sure. I know he has a Zoroark, so I can't be sure. So I went for the Earthquake here, just in case he went for like the Nasty Plot or the Night Burst or something. But he goes for the U-turn, so most likely it is actually a Flygon. I go for the Earthquake, he goes into Rotom, and after one more Sandstorm, after one more Burn, he's not going to be able to take, or he's going to faint. Yeah, okay. So I go for Protect here to stall it out, and his Rotom is going to go down. Yes, so that is 6-5. Still a close match. And he is now going to go into the Deoxys S. Now, I predicted an Ice Beam, just kind of figured he would carry it. And he switches into his Flygon as I switch into my Fortress. Now, he did get those Stealth Rocks up, so I don't have Sturdy, but I was pretty sure. I was like, you know what? I have Special Defense investment. Even if he does have the Fire Blast, I should be able to live it. And my health goes down, and then it stops. So I do end up getting my Stealth Rocks up, and that is pretty damn helpful. And now I decide, you know what? I could save Fortress for Death Fodder later, so I'm going to switch. No, I don't decide that, actually. I leave in Fortress as Death Fodder, and that's it. So it's 5-5, and now I send in Tyranitar, and I'm actually expecting him to predict a Crunch, and therefore switch into, oh boy, that Rock Fighting type to get the Justice Heart boost, but he switches into Deoxys. And I do have a pretty decent attack investment, so I do get a crit here, but I think after the Sandstorm it wouldn't have mattered. I could be wrong. But I finish off his Deoxys, and I lose the attack and defense from Superpower. Now he switches into Terrakion. That's what I was trying to call this. And I do still use Japanese names. You might be like, Alex, you're retarded. That's not the actual name for that Pokemon. Well, guess what? It is in Japanese. So I switch into Gliscor because Gliscor perfectly counters this thing, right? Well, apparently not, because he goes for Stone Edge and he gets the crit. I went for Swords Dance here for a couple reasons. One, I knew I could outspeed his Tentacruel and finish him off with a +2 Earthquake. Two, I knew if he didn't have Hidden Power Ice on his Zoroark, I could finish him off with a +2 Earthquake. So basically, I was trying to go +2, protect, and then sweep the rest of his team. The Stone Edge crit didn't help because I couldn't protect and get my health back. Basically, it would have been a 3-hit KO if I had protect stalled with Toxic Orb, but that crit didn't help, and now I'm just rambling. So, don't worry about it. Point is, it kind of mattered, but so did the Psycho Boost. So we'll just call it even right now. And I sent him my level 2 Pokemon, and he must be like, what is going on? Alex, why are you using level 2? And I bet half of you viewers are saying that too, until you see this. Sturdy Pain Split, yes! So basically, since I'm level 2, I get all my health back, and unless he has some kind of status, like Burn or Leech Seed, he really cannot touch me. I go for Pain Split again, and brings him down to about there. If he decides not to attack me, you know, that's fine, but he's not going to be doing any damage. So, because Flygon is choiced, I decided to just scout what move he's going to go for. I see that he's just going to try and go for that burn, you know, try and get the burn on me. Also, that's really the only way he can win unless he gets, yeah, he needs the burn basically. So I'm going to try and save my guy because I don't want to lose him to some hacks. So I'm going to switch into the Tyranitar. Fire Blast would probably do about 50 damage. He does miss here. But, you know, he hit like 4 earlier, so whatever. Goes for the Fire Blast, does 20 damage, and I go for the Ice Beam to finish him off because I was pretty sure he wasn't going to switch. So now it is 3-2-4, I do believe, and he swings in Terrakion, and I can't finish this thing off with T-Tar, or I can't let it set up the Rock Polish because I need Brigion to take it out. So I'm just going to leave in T-Tar to take the close combat. And then I'm going to switch into my Brigion. Yes. So because he's the Rock Polish set, I'm pretty sure he's going to be Adamant, so I know I can outspeed and I won't lose the speed tie. And that is correct. I take him out, and Giga Drain puts me at pretty much full health. So, next he is going to be sending in Tentacruel, right? So, alright, okay, so I switch in Gliscor. Now here, I thought that he was going to go for Toxic Spikes, thinking that he could poison my Probobass, but then I remembered afterwards that Probobass was Steel-type, and it wouldn't even matter if he set up the Toxic Spikes. So that was a little bit of a dumb play on my part. But anyway, I switch in my Probobass, and he goes for the, or I go for the Protect to get the full HP for the Sturdy, and he goes for the Surf. Now, if he had Boiling Water, and I talked to him after the battle, and he said that this was a Pokemon that he got straight from his 4th gen team, so he didn't have Boiling Water. If he had if he had Boiling Water, and he had gotten it on like the first couple turns, then this would have been a much closer battle, and it probably would have come down to a Focus Blast hit or miss. But because he only has the Surf, he can't really touch me. I'm just going to continue to Pain Split until Sandstorm takes him out, and then it's pretty much going to be a good game. So let me get now that you've you know, seen my battle, seen the battle, let PokeMoshPit know, comment below. Using level 2 Pokemon like this, I'm sure some of you saw Clefable in last generation. Do you think that it's stupid? Do you think that it's kind of smart? Do you think it's a waste of a Pokemon? Do you think I could have put a wall in here and made it work better? Or do you think I just got lucky and this thing doesn't work in the competitive battling field? Let me know in a comment below, and I'll do what I can to respond to most of them. So yeah, to save time and his own sanity, he's going to end up running in a second. And it's kind of ironic that the last Pokemon I see is the Zoroark, because, you know, you would expect someone to send out a Zoroark in the middle of the... Never mind. So he goes for the Focus Blast, it hits, and then he's going to run. So like I said, leave a comment about the Probobass, and check out my channel, check out my opponent's channel, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, go Pokemon. Hell yeah. Oh, right, no cursing. Okay.